Okay. Um, are you guys able to hear me? Let me know if you're able to hear me or if you're not able to hear me. That would be appreciative. Give me 1 second. So, and of course, my stuff immediately freezes. Absolutely wonderful. But hello, hi. Hi. So hello Brink, hello Pokemon, hello Ty Nick, hello Gideonir, hello Ty, hello oh my gosh, hello to the Ready Steady. It's an honor to have you here, sir. Hello to the goblins, hello Meridian, hello Ava Cute. Nice to see you for the first time I think. Hello Sparky Beardy, hello Ty Nick. Hello to Sparky Beardy, That Con Mirrodin, Random Logic 257, Hydrogenor, and Elm Dragon. I think that is everyone. Sorry, and hello Size Boss and Jove. Sorry, it's hard to keep track of how many people have talked, and hello Cogsright. I didn't forget you, Cogsright. But to be fair, you didn't type until literally just now, so, you know. Nodders. But hi, hello. Hopefully everyone is doing a-okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the inventing screen. Hello, Midnight Minute. Thank you for saying you'd like to get a 40-piece nugget. I'd like to get a 40-piece nugget too next time. Never. Just kidding. Hopefully everyone is able to do pretty well today. When it comes to myself, I'm still feeling... Sorry. I'm looking off screen because I'm setting something else up. I am feeling slightly ill. Ever so slightly ill. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and start. So, for those of you who may or may not know, we are currently working... I wonder why. What do you mean you wonder why? So not sick in the... Thank you, Random Logic. Feeling better after Wednesday's stream? No, I'm feeling worse. I'm feeling worse, to be perfectly honest. I didn't work on Thursday or Friday. Thanks for the 100 bits. Can I please get a McDouble with fries? A 40-piece McNugget and a Diet Coke? But what size of the Diet Coke, Gideonir? But yes, I am feeling... What's the word? I feel like I have a level of exhaustion. If you know what D&D is, I am currently experiencing somewhere between 1 and 2 levels of exhaustion. Small, I'm trying to watch my weight. Okay, that's good. You were that sick? Yes. So I woke up at 2 a.m. and vomited for like 4 straight hours. And then I slept until noon. And then... I had more lovely vomiting and other stuff, and today I haven't, so that's a plus. But, you know, nodders. And yeah, a disadvantage on skill checks is going to be absolutely rough. But you know what they say, the schedule must be maintained at all cost. So slight disadvantage and slower than normal. That's correct. Half movement speed, disadvantage on skill checks. And then, I don't think I have a disadvantage on saving rolls. We'll have to see. Is the word queasy? Yes. But, and hello, Dr. Osaka. I played 3.5. I don't think exhaustion worked that way back then. It's okay. So, what we are going to need to do today is CAD. And we need to actually focus on the CAD, or this project is never going to get done. I am drastically worried about it. Thank you for the 7 stream streak, by the way, and 25 stream streak, Pokemon and Sheeny. Hello, Boulder. It's okay. I would never do anything terrible. There's 0 chance that I'm going to do anything terrible. Don't know what, bro. Say CAD. Yes. If I'm on stream, that means I'm not sleeping. Yes. Well, I'm here to help with CAD as needed. Yeah, there's a good chance that I'm going to need a lot of help with CAD, but, you know, that's okay. We got this. So, We didn't really get a chance to work on it last time because we were finishing out our last subsystem. So we do have all of our subsystems down. We have 3 bumpers, so we have 3 working bumpers. That should be tied up to our touch sensors, which is good. And then we also have our... Hello, Rato Skater, I think? Retato Skernine. I don't know how you, always happy to see non-game dev or non-vibe coding streams. Yes. Norse squirrel, right? What? Ratatusker. Okay. Ratatusker. Okay. Who's up Norsing the squirrel gods? I am so confused, guys. But, by the way, do we now set 31 nuggets to the max for being eaten in one sitting? So it wasn't a matter of It wasn't a matter of eating too many McNuggets. It was a matter of I got food poisoning. Because, again, like, it wasn't a matter that I, like, ate too much. It was a matter that my body did not digest it, and then hated it, and then blah. You know? So anywho, we need to get on the onwards and upwards. So, let me get this going. We are going to have to open up Nidhogg. Is that how it's spelled? Oh, wait, I don't think that's Nidhogg. Hold on. I'm trying to open our CAD application. Give me a moment. I think it is just this window, actually. Okay. But yes, so I am slightly under the weather. That is a-okay. We are going to work through it. Nidhogg, by my knowledge, is its enunciation. That's okay. Enunciation is for chump and trumpets. Also, how goes your writing, Husk? You haven't been... Hopefully everything's been going well. So what we need to do is... This is the very rough design. One thing that I realized is that this is not nearly wide enough to accomplish what we need. So, the first thing that we are going to have to do is probably double the width of everything here. And also, no, my coworkers did not bring me any McNuggets because I took yesterday off and today was off, so yeah. Anywho, we're okay. Let's just, you know, first things first is I need to kind of like width everything out by 2x. I'm not 100% sure how to do that. Again, I'm extremely new to the modeling here. I imagine I can select the sketch and do something along those lines though. So that's what we're going to start with. What the guh? I like watching others do things while I work on my type checker and language. Oh, nice. Do you code? Or what type of stuff are you doing? And hello, Wolfwood Sword. Okay. So, I'm sure you guys may have noticed when I showed you guys the 3D print yesterday, or the last stream, that it is quite a bit wider. So I made the executive decision to make this wider. I hope that will not bite us in the butt. Do you like fish? Fish are okay, yeah. So again, it's going to be twice as wide, and I'm not even sure if this is going to be big enough. But I'm not 100% certain. It's going to be close, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to be fairly close. We'll figure it out from there. I don't often code user-facing software, but rather tools, compilers, etc. I like the theoretical stuff. Oh, nice. Okay. Alright, so, constraints. And do you remember the button I mentioned that changes between construction lines and normal lines? Nope, not off the top of my head. I know it exists, but I do not know anything else about it. Also, it's taking... Our 3D printers pretty easy to set up. I wouldn't say they're overly difficult, but I also wouldn't say they're easy. I would say, like, if your parents got it, you would have to help them set it up, right? So it's not, like, super duper easy and straightforward. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this geometry to another sketch to start us off. So I'm just going to copy all of this part and maybe these. Hold on. Make sure we have all of our little connections. Okay. I believe that's all the joints we need to copy over. So I'm going to copying this over, and then we are actually going to be making these. So let me start. Create a carbon. Whoa. Well, that didn't work well. That's okay. Hey, Cynic, what's up? Speaking of writing, don't let me stay longer than 10 minutes. At least I use it as an excuse to procrastinate. Okie dokie. Seriously, though. There's gotta be a... That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. This is fine. I'm seeing if we can duplicate it real quick. I sent you a picture. If you click that, it'll let you set the button for the features. Okay, I'll give that a quick try. Okay, understood. Yeah, most printers nowadays are just set up the instructions. Yeah, that does... seem like the case. Oh. Hold on. Let me switch back to the normal arrow. Dang. Oh. Double dang. I don't know why it pivoted us all the way over here. Give me a second. Let's say it depends on the printer. Yeah, that's fair. I think it's just going to be easier. Well, right now this is upside down, but I think it might just be easier to... I don't want to say burn it down, start over. But that might be the case. Give me a second. Okay. We're just going to delete out the things that we don't currently need, which is going to be everything but the main shape. It's not fast, but normally you have to follow everything in the setup, run through calibrations, but it's normally just follow the instructions. That's true. And then, like, greasing it and then running the debug tests. It definitely isn't terribly bad to set up a 3D printer, I suppose. Alright, so again, this is the base that we are currently working with. Let me make this window just ever so slightly bigger. Ever so slightly bigger. There we go. Ideally, I'd like to be able to modify this all at the same time, but I'm not sure if that's in the cards. Give me just a momento. But yeah, hopefully everyone has some exciting plans for this weekend, or this upcoming weekend. I know I'll be personally doing some Easter egg hunts, perhaps, later, because, you know, I am a child. Of course not, it's the weekend. Oh, I see. Okay. So, first thing that I'm going to do is that we just really need to expand this guy out. It is currently 98.56, and we need to multiply by 2. The reason why we are multiplying by 2 here is because the print that I've already done is set to be 2 times the width, and that is 197. So this guy is going to be 197.12. Okay. I'm going to be radiating places as a little robot and climbing a mountain this weekend. Both of those are video games. Nice! And I'm get to go to a meet and greet with my Oshi tomorrow in Boston. Wait, who's your Oshi? Inquiring minds got to know who's your Oshi. But anyway, so this is what our current playbase actually looks like. I believe that's going to be accurate. We can check real quick and make sure that this lines up to the physical stuff because I really don't want to have to double print. So we're looking at 192 millimeters, which is 19 centimeters. So as long as it's like plus or minus. Nimone Inanis? I see. Okay. 192. Judging by the print, that looks correct. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see this. But just like the input, or the inner parts, because what we measured, it is looking to be about, just about 19 centimeters and change. Also, I'm not sure if that's overly straight. That is... Okay, that's as straight as it gets. Maybe it's wider than that. I guess this is... Oh, sorry, you guys still can't see. Apologies. Okay. No, that's definitely... I feel like this is definitely bigger than it needs to be. Oh, thank you for the hydration check. I will hydrate. Give me just a second. We may need to slightly increase the size on this to match the guy we have printed out over here. But as long as they're roughly the same size, it should be fine. I'm getting closer to 195 on the actual measurement of the interior, which is slightly problematic. So I think I will stretch it probably out to 200 just to call it safe. So I'm going to make this guy 200 instead. And let's see if we can go ahead and change it. And also, I do need to hydrate. Thank you for the hydration check. Okay, let me just take a quick second. Take a quick cup of tea. Okay. Very good. Good morning, Linted. How's it going? Oh my gosh. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, that looks better. So, what we need to do is actually add accurate measurements in here of where we're going to be placing everything. The thing that has me scared is our paddles seem very, very long, for lack of a better word. So at like full extension, they are just about, hold on. They are just about, oh my gosh, I need the ruler again. And I need to be on the millimeter side. Honestly, it's 2 plus whatever the length is at here at center. Okay, so we're looking at like 70 millimeters across is the problem. Okay. Okay, so it is 70 millimeters across. Oh. So measuring from here to here, it's 70 millimeters at the longest. So the ball has to have somewhere to fall into. Maybe we make it even bigger. What if we made the play space even bigger, guys? Because the build plate itself takes up to 256. So the build plate I'm working with has a maximum size of 256. Does anyone have a lot of experience with the Bamboo P1S? Scale creep now? It's not necessarily skill creep, but we need to fit everything inside of it. But yes, if I have to double, or not double it, but let's say 230. I'm essentially wondering how good the P1S is at printing things at the very, very limit of its sizing. Because I know 256 by 256 by 256 is the maximum size of the bed. But I don't know if that includes, like... If bad things will happen, essentially, if you go very close to it. But 230 most certainly shouldn't be an issue. Okay. So, given this guy being 230, what we need to do is we need to make the walls work out. Okay. I think it's a bit smaller than 256, but in practice, 230 should be just fine. Okay. That is absolutely no issue. So, given that, and let's see. Do we have the ball size? I don't think the ball is overly big. I want to say it's like 6 millimeters. Why do I want to say it's 6 millimeters? No way it's 6 millimeters. It should be like... 12. I'd guess 12 before I do anything. Yeah, okay. It's 12.7. Okay. Okay, so the size in the gap is 12.7. So the ball, or the gap between the two bumpers at most needs to be at least 12.7, so we'll make it like 20, I guess. Maybe 18. I don't know how much of a gap you're supposed to put. But we'll go with a gap of 18. Okay, so let me get my notepad out. So we are looking at a ball and a half gap, 18. Okay. Ori, what lovely hands you have. What? They're just hands. Oh. Okay, yeah. So that's 12.6. And then the other thing I wanted to do... Honestly, this is better than my other method. I don't see anything else to compliment you on. Oh, don't worry. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it, is what my mom told me. But I never listened to that advice. Probably because of severe brain damage, but that's okay. Okay. So we are looking at 74.2. That's such an oddly specific amount of space. But it definitely is. There's got to be a better way of measuring this. See, that's how I know that's a lie, Osaka. Okay, yeah, 72. Okay, so we'll do 72. The ball is 12.6. Oh, thank you for the head pats. And also, hello, Jane. How's it going, Miss Just Jane? I'm sorry I haven't sent a meme, by the way, in the past few days. I've been recovering. Okay, so 74.2. Or 72 millimeters plus calc. We'll go with 19 millimeters. Actually, we'll just round that up to an even 20 millimeters plus 72 millimeters. Okay. I hope you're feeling all right. I am not, but that's okay. Okay, so we have so the lines that we need to make, or essentially make adjustments for, is a 72 millimeter box for one, a 72mm box for another one, and a 72mm, like... So essentially, we need to make... Hold on. Let me see if I can just, like, make a quick line that's approximately the size. Okay, that's too wide. Okay. 72. At 0. Alright, see you later. So 72, then we need another 19 by 0 line, and then another 72mm at 0 line. Okay. Oh. Okay, did not like it. Okay, but this is the size, this is the minimum size that we are going to need for the play space. If I try to make a third line, or let's see, how large is this going to be? This is going to be just about somewhere between 9 and 10 inches long, if I had to guess. If I were a guessing person, I would guess approximately 9 to 10 inches. Okay. So we are looking at 72 plus 19 plus 72, 230 minus 160, 263. We might need to be slightly bigger. We might need to be slightly longer than 230. We might need to go up to 240. Hold on. It's either that... It's either that or we make the launch bumper smaller. I think it would be easier just to make the launch paddle smaller. Does this look right, though? I feel like, if anything, it's too fat. But that's okay. Okay. So we have to think about what's going to go on the top here. What I would like is to make some holes. So we're going to need holes for the stepper motors so that they are cleanly in place. And is there anything else? Does the height matter? Honestly, I'm not... Sorry, guys. I am really not 100% sure how to tackle this. Okay, so if I did this... Oh, thank you for the follow. Malphabel, I hope you... Or Beth. I hope you have a good time for however long you are here. But let's say we put these guys here and here. Ball gap goes there. So that's what we're looking at right now at the moment. We might need a bit off the top here, so I might have to reprint this. That's going to have to be okay. If you're interested in limitation on size, you should be able to get around it. You shouldn't need that for this, though. Yes, I know I could, in theory, divide this up into multiple different parts and, like, mash them together. But I'd really, really, really prefer if we didn't have to go there. Hi, hi. What type of Doomsday device are you making? We are trying to make a chat-controlled... we are trying to make a chat-controlled pinball machine. So that is what we are currently working on, and we are working on the CAD for it at the moment. This project is turning into just an ever so slight nightmare. But that's okay. Anywho. Slotting prints like this into larger ones in a way that still works. Brave, chat is usually the worst. Oh, no, don't worry. I've given chat control over far worse than this. Malefith. Oh, thank you for the lurking Triss, and thank you for the 20 bits. Sorry, just taking a drink of water. Okay. Like your muscles? Yes, I literally gave you control of my, like, body before. Like, certainly it's okay. Surely it will be okay to give you guys a control of a pinball machine. I'm not worried about that portion. Okay. Slots look fine. Why am I worried about this? Honestly, I could probably just... No, I don't have a mounting screw I could use. I'm debating if I want to put in, like, a mounting slot, so... I'm essentially debating if I want to put in, like, a 40 by a 40. So, like, little mounting slots or not for our stepper motors. So they wouldn't move around as much. Or if that would be better served on the bottom portion. Regardless, we are going to have at least... It's going to have to be at least a gap of 6 millimeters. So theoretically, we don't need anything to hold this guy in place, but what we do need is... What are you doing, stepper motor? I don't get it. What are you doing, stepper motor? What are you doing, stepper motor? What are you doing, stepper motor? I don't get it. But okay. So we do need something at least the size of this shaft here. So it's able to make contact and not fall through. So that's one thing that we're going to have to take into account, but that makes it super simple. Do we just do that for... Do we just do that for the 3 holes and call it a day? Honestly, that should work. Like, if we just leave gaps for... Like, imagine enclosing this, okay? So we just, like, put a box on top of it. And then only the shafts can stick out, and then we... So, like, only the shafts are, like, able to go through, and then we put the paddles on after, right? If we did do that... If we did do that... What would that buy us, though? Then it should only be as simple as, through, like, 2 properly placed holes at the right locations. I think we'll just put the holes, like, at the properly placed locations and then super glue the bottom. Or hot glue the bottom. I would really prefer not to hot glue it, though. Though it shouldn't matter. Okay. Alright, so let's return to the sketch. Let us return to the sketch. Okay. So again, that's the size we need to occupy. I am going to... Are those steppers fast enough to fling the ball? Yes. If anything, they are too powerful. Cynic, if anything, they are too powerful for the job. In testing, they seemed way too powerful. But that's okay. They may break part of the case. Yeah, that's okay. You made me think, do pinball machines have a motor, some kind of linear actuator? They use linear actuators and solenoids, I believe, is the way they actually work. I could be wrong about that, though. I try not to look up much stuff in advance. Okay, so it seems like the minimum that we have to do is the following. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out of the shot because it's a little difficult. So we essentially need holes for this shaft here. So this shaft needs a hole in place. These shafts, so we're going to need, honestly, I'll probably just make it whatever the bottom size is. Yeah, I'm gonna make it whatever the bottom size is. Yeah, we'll make it whatever the bottom size is. Okay. So I'm going to need a square hole. I think we already measured this, though. I want to say we already measured this. Yeah, 27 millimeters. Is that correct? Oh, okay, no, that's not correct. 13.2. Okay. Okay, we'll double check these measurements in a second. But essentially, we'll need 3 holes for that, and then 2 holes for this, and then 1 additional hole for the launcher at the bottom. Okay. And the shaft size will be the same regardless. And so will the offset. So the offset distance will always also be the same. And we aren't changing our paddle size regardless. Okay. So given all of that information, what we need is the following. I'm going to keep these in place for now, but we'll get rid of them shortly. I'm going to make a circle here. Does this expand outward? Good. Okie dokie. Need to make one more line. Put this here, make this 72, make this guy 0. And then we also need to hold on. I'm going to re-zero the calipers. Oh, well, actually, no, they're already zeroed properly. Okay. 22. Okay. So 22 millimeters in to this guy. We need to make a 6 millimeter circle. 360. What? So something like this. Except I need to scoot this over so the center is 22 millimeters. Okay, give me a second. In order to do that, I'm going to shift over the drawing, if possible. Is there like a selection tool? Surely there's got to be like a selection tool, right? That or she's extremely oblivious. I'm not extremely oblivious, I'll have you know. No one would say I'm extremely oblivious. No, 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 no. Oh. No one? No one important. Wait. How do I select everything? I just want to move this. I just want to move this over. Why does it shift so awkwardly? I don't get it. Okay. No, you guys are important. I honestly don't know how to do this. I guess I can make a line that branches here that goes 22 millimeters out, so 22 millimeters at 0. And then make a circle based around there. So if I make a circle here that's 6 millimeters, like that's where I want the circle to be. And then I want one from 22 millimeters on this side. So if we go over here and just move this guy over, it should be working a-okay. Oh yes, but I meant to ask, or well, I already did ask weekend plans, but no one particularly answered. And then, hello, Sheeny. How are you doing? On the weekend plans. Because I am very much sports ball watching. Okay, you say sports ball watching. Is that baseball? Because I am a pretty big baseball fan. Not like a super big baseball fan. Soccer? Okay. Well, 6 millimeters. Okay. Do we want to make it slightly bigger, just in case? Or is an exact size on the shaft a good idea? I'm kind of worried. I think making it slightly bigger makes more sense. Yeah, I'm gonna make it slightly bigger. Okay, that should be easy enough. So we'll make this 6.2 millimeters then, 6.2. And put it 6.2. Worst case, you can dab some hot glue. Yeah, that's true. You can always make things smaller. You can't make them much bigger. Okay, so those are where we are going to be mounting our shaft points. How big is this print? Again, so this print is looking to be about 230 millimeters across, is the end goal. And right now we are trying to get the top plate in place. Okay, so these lines themselves aren't going to be used, but the circles are, and then the other thing that we have to figure out is where we are going to place our bumpers. Our bumpers need to be a rectangle. Not a cursed rectangle. I don't know why I said cursed. Oh, centered rectangle. Okay. I can totally read, guys. What are you doing this weekend? So, I will be doing a collab with Ty on Sunday, like Ty 99999, with Ty, Avo, and Wacky. And I did see Wacky here earlier. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It's the one thing I picked up from Avo. Goodness. Okay. Or if you're not going to use the lines, then right-click them and set them to construction. Okay. Right-click and set them to construction. And toggle geometry. Are you going to account for thermal expansion? No, there's 0 chance I'm going to be accounting for thermal expansion. If you think we have the capability, hello Kynaps, of accounting for thermal expansion on this project, on my non-mechanical engineering project, like, that is hard cope. That is extremely hard cope, unfortunately. I'm not a good enough engineer for that. I mean, I know I probably could in theory. Like, if I looked up the materials, if I looked up other things, if you don't set them to construction, they can cause issues when extruding. Okay. Okay. And then toggle geometry. How long will this take to print? I have no idea because I have not gotten an estimate for the slicer. But the top plate itself, let's say if it's 10 millimeters thick, I would guess on the order of like a few hours. I don't understand much about the mechanical engineering, but this feels exactly like what I do with work with low-level software. I just ignore the edge cases. Okay, if you work with compilers and you're ignoring the edge cases, though, that's a little monk-ass. If it gets warm, we just aim a fan at it. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that's where we're putting the holes. What we need now is we need the dimensions for these. So, again, I want to place them using... ideally using the top part. So, hold on. I want to place them, like, here, essentially. So, right there is where I want them to end up living. So, I am going to measure and just make a square that's, like, a rectangle that's approximately the right fit, and hope for the best. And I believe if we make it... I'm debating if this is the right play. I'm debating if this is the right play. Is there a better way to mount this? So I essentially want to get it in place somehow. I can make it the shaft size. Let's say if I make it the shaft size, the problem is that it won't work out. Okay, so I'm going to make it like 0.2 centimeters smaller on both ends, so that only... Okay, so if you guys take a look here, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Okay. So the idea that came to my mind is the following. If we make this guy just like just small enough that it catches or can't go past this area, and we can glue it. So glue the bottom portion, and then still actuate the center. I think that's what we want. Is that the play? Honestly, it should be fine regardless. Okay. We're thinking. What is the way to approach this? Is this necessary, Ori? Yes, this is 100% necessary. Okay. So if I'm trying to think of how we're going to mount this, for lack of a better word. And I want to use the surface if possible. Honestly, I don't know what the solution is. I'm not a mechanical engineer. Okay. Again, I think I'm going to go with the idea of making the rectangles just like ever so slightly smaller than the shaft size of it. So this guy will almost fit through. Actually, no. Yeah, this guy will almost fit through, but not fit through. Okay. Give me a sec. So I want slightly smaller than whatever I'm measuring. Is there a similar case in mechanical engineering where a bug has become a feature, so changing it will break other things? I'm sure there is. Okay, so this is 13.2. So if I make this guy... Okay, yeah. So we'll make it 13 flat. So we'll make one side 13, the other side... The other side will be 15. And make sure that it's not too big. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then we make the other side 15. $15.5. Okay, someone write that down. 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 So 15 point... So if I make this guy 15 flat, it should not be able to fit through the gap. So 15 flat. Okay, so 15 millimeters. 15 millimeters, and then the other side, we want it not to fit through. If we make it 13, that will accomplish that. Okay, so it's going to be a 15 millimeter by 13 millimeter square hole, and that should be just big enough for the shaft, so like this part, to fit with the spring still outside of it, but not big enough for the rest to go through. And we are going to mount it on the very outside bits. Okay, so given that window capture, we have to place where we are going to put our bumpers, and they are going to be 15 by 13s. Okay, and that's the size of the holes that we are going to need. Okay. Should be easy enough. In my first and last programming jog, I had a senior panic and stop me because I was about to fix a 9 to 10-year-old bug. Looks holy. Yes. Okay. And then we just want to put them, relatively speaking, near each other. Okay. $13 by $15, and then $13 by $15. And then I'd like to select this guy, shift mill there. Okay, so that's where the bumpers would go. Next, what we need to figure out is where we are going to mount our touch sensors. This is the part I am worried the most about when it comes to the CADing portion. Let me see if I have a spare. Yes, I do have a spare. Okay. So, looking at our spare real quick. This is the side that's going to be exposed on the play surface. If you notice, I do unfortunately have some protrusions, but I don't really have a way of getting rid of this. I think I could slightly trim it. Sparks, you might be able to correct me on this, but I think as long as I don't compromise the very tops of it, I think we could trim it down, the profile down slightly. But yes. So we essentially need little tiny squares that are not super thick, but make this guy flat to the surface. Else it's just going to bump into it and then do some weird behavior. So yes, that's what we are going to have to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to figure out how to mount that and how to get the wires down the hole. Honestly, we just need the wires down the hole. And this needs to be as flat as possible. No, we should make squares. Okay. You can solder it almost flush if your hands are steady enough. Yeah. Yeah, we might have to, but for now we won't. Okie dokie. Okay, so I need to figure out the size of this square and make sure that we have room for it on our little, not on our little diagram, but on our diagram. Honestly, maybe we just have it go flat. The solder's probably in the through hole. You might just be able to trim. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Hold on. We can test with this guy. Give me a second. Let me find some clippers. Ooh, turns out I have no physical strength at the moment. Wonderful. One second. I could use nail clippers. Those aren't going to work, obviously. At the moment? Question mark? Oh, what do you mean at the moment? Okay. Dude, I'm strong, okay? I am strong. Okay? I'm very strong. Okay? I don't... Why are you bonking me? Dude, there's no reason to bonk me. Dude, I'm just trying to live right now. Okay, listen. I'm just trying to live at this very moment, okay? I'm trying to make it through today's stream for y'all. Because I just want to keep this schedule. The poison damage effects. Yes, thank you for the head patch, Shinsta. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yes. Listen. Anyways. I think that the only thing we need to make a hole for is these down here. So, like, the header pins. So as long as we have the holes for the header pins to go down, I think we'll be fine, realistically. So I'm just going to make little tiny slits for that and call it a day. I do need to know the length. I'm just sitting in the corner, don't mind me. Oh, okay. Have a good time sitting in a corner. Okay, so this is 14.5 centimeters. Okay, so 14.5 centimeters long. Okay, so the reason why I needed to take these guys' lengths is because I don't want them to trigger off of each other. And if we make them offset like this, I think that will help us not accidentally do that. So I think that should work. This is backwards. Hold on. Technically, it doesn't matter what direction they're in, as so long as they are matching. What? (13 by 15). Okay. Okay, there we go. So again, these guys are, what was it, 14? Yeah, 14.25 long. So we're essentially going to put the touch sensors above and below each individual one, and then some gap in between, and that should work. And then the other thing that we need to do, we will have... Yeah, okay. So the other thing we need to do is find out the header length, so we're able to make a drop down for the wires, so the wires have a clean drop off. So give me a moment. Honestly, I should just look up the width of a header pin. That'd be way easier than what I'm currently doing. But the width that I'm getting is 7.6. 7 inches. Oh yeah, 0.3 inches. Okay. Okay, that makes me feel better. 0.76. Okay. 7.6. 0.76. Okay, so I'll make an 8mm hole for this guy. So 8mm by however many millimeters the header hole is. 3. Okay, so this is going to be an 8x3 hole. So I need to make some 8x3 holes for the touch sensors. Oh, and thank you for the redeem. 1 second, I need to set the next redeem. Redeem. Does something. Okay. Next button's enabled. Okay. Anyways, I owe you a pack of Pokemon cards. 1 second. I don't think we've only ever gotten one good pack from this, so I'm not expecting anything great. Give me a second. Okay. The button does do something. The button does, in fact, do something. Ariados. Klefki. Ooh, this is Klefki from, wait. Yeah, this looks like Klefki from the sewers in Pokemon ZA. Energy Search. A Staryu, a Tarragon, a Diggerby, a Luminos City, another energy search, a hole digs shovel, and a sacred ash, which I don't think is a good card. Hold on. Shuffle up to 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Yeah, that's not good. But yes, that is what we got. Anyways. Back to actually making stuff. So we need an 8x3 hole. Okay, 8x3 hole. Easy enough. Outlook. So in front of these, I need to make an 8x3. Approximately centered. It doesn't have to be dead center, but I would prefer if it is center. So we're going to make this guy an 8x3. So that is what we need. So we need those lined up for each individual touch sensor that we're going to use. So we are going to use one on the top and the bottom. There is plenty of gap as well. And that is the plan. So give me a second. Need to get this guy mounted. It doesn't have to be squared up. It just needs to be close. As long as it's close to square, it should be fine. I'm not worried, rather, if it's like slightly off. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, this is my first time, or like, this is like, actually, is this the first project we've done CAD for? This is the first or second project I've done CAD for, so I'm not great at it. Okay, so those are the holes. The last thing that we need a hole for is the shaft for the return. So what we need is a 22 millimeter, I believe. Hold on. I believe I need a 22 millimeter line. Give me a sec. Just doing some measuring. Yeah, around 22 millimeters. Well, actually, it might be. Hold on. Let me see if we're able to get a slightly better measurement. So the measurement that I need to get is the halfway point to where the shaft is. The problem is I don't have a good means of getting it, or getting that measurement super accurately. Okay, I'll put it 22 millimeters down. I can always make it slightly less tolerant, but I can't make it more tolerant. Does that statement even make sense? I don't think it does. Anywho, I just need to duplicate this line here. So at the bottom here, we're going to have the return. So there is no chance there's going to be a welding stream. Okay. Listen, you guys would see the welds that you get for minimum wage, okay? Like, you guys would get minimum wage level welds, okay? Okay, and that's where we're going to mount the last one. I just need to make sure this guy is at least 30 millimeters tall. It is. Okay. Alrighty, excellent. So those are the holes that we have to have in place. So we need to make essentially a solid board. And then I would like... What software is this? Is it free? It is free, Atomic Quokka. It is free CAD. So it is free CAD. It is free CAD 1.0.2. Just came up with a new update, and allegedly it is pretty good. Oh, thank you so much for the hydration check, Mental. I appreciate it. Again, guys, sorry for the slower pace stream. I am still recovering. So you are. Okay. Okay, so this is 22, then... Honestly, I think I want to put the hinge at the end, though. Do I not? Hold on. Might want to do some slight changes. Okay. So again, this isn't 100% representative of the system, but it's close. It's close enough. It's close enough for guesswork. So I think I want to put the end bumper, like, for lack of a better word, in the wall as much as possible. Because if I put it, like, out here, its return mechanism doesn't make sense. So I think that we'll have to do... Yeah, I think we have to put this on the outside. Or as close to the outside as we are comfortable with. Okay. 1 second, we're going to do some measurements based on this. Dude, I'm gonna be looking at this, like... Maybe there's a me out there, like, 2 years from now, like, oh my gosh, poor Ori, having no idea what to do with her CAD stuff. Okay, 10 millimeters out. Okay, so if we put the center 10 millimeters out, it should be good. Okay, easy enough. So let's return to this guy. Let's delete this line, delete this because we're not using it. We are going to just... mount it at approximately the bottom-ish. 22. So 100 flat, basically. Okay. And then we make it, what was it, 10 out? 180. Okay. So we have our 10, 180. Oh, that is a very ugly line. So this is 10 by 180. There we go. Okay, so that's where we are going to put our center hole. I think that'll give us enough room so we're able to pivot off of it, relatively speaking, okay. And then we are just going to make this guy 6 millimeters. Oh wait, nope, not 6 millimeters. 6.2 millimeters for tolerance. And then what we need to do is we need to go into this guy. We need to toggle its construction geometry so it doesn't take into account. Same thing with this guy. And these lines, we do want it in construction geometry. Okay. I think this is correct. The other thing. So this is our top base plate. So this is the very tippy top of our base plate. So the other thing that I would like to make is the return rail. So if it falls through the hole here, I want it to be able to go back to... where this guy is. So I would like to create a line. Honestly, so long as it doesn't hit, it should be fine. Honestly, even if it hits, I'm not really huge on it. I just need to make it, like, slightly tilted. Essentially like this. I need to make it like this. Hold on, I'm thinking if this is viable. I'm trying to think of the return shoot. Because, okay, so essentially the ball is going to go at the top of the screen, right? Like, it's going to be playing up here. You hit it back with the paddles up here. So it goes up, 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 until it falls down in the middle, which is here. So when it falls down through the middle here, we want it to be able to return to where our launcher is. Given that, what we need... Again, I think we just need, like, a line, for lack of a better word. We just need a line to return it. And we want to make it so it's gravity-fed, ideally. Well, actually, we don't have an option. It has to be gravity-fed. I'm not good enough at... I'm not good enough at physics for it not to be. Okay, so no more than 20 millimeters down. This guy is sitting at negative 40, so 20 millimeters down. So up to this many. Okay. Okay, so I think that is the line we want to go with. I did make this line entirely on vibes. That may slightly restrict our bumper's freedom. Our left bumper's freedom may be slightly restricted here on the bottom portion, but technically it doesn't need to be, like, okay, hold on. So, the line that I just made, the problem with the line I just made is it is fine if your bumper goes up like this, right? Like, this is how bumper goes, right? Like, it bumps up, bumps down, right? Starts in the down position, goes to the up position. The problem is, if you guys wanted it to go lower like this, it would maybe contact with the bottom, which is what I'm slightly worried about. But I don't think it's sufficient enough to... I don't think it's sufficient enough to worry about it, so we're going to say no. Okay, so given that, return to our window. So we have our touch sensors, which are score keepers. We need a life keeper as well. What happens if the touch sensor here doesn't activate? Because we need another hole for a touch sensor here. Yeah. Okay, so I need another touch sensor hole, which is a 3x8. Yeah, 3x8. Ooh, yeah, that's a problem. So, the current size for the hole is that. Okay, it's possible that it won't keep track of... if it doesn't find out, like... You know, we'll just do it if it doesn't detect it. You guys get a free ball, for a lack of a better word. I'll just put this guy slightly back, and then it goes down. I want it, like, backwards, so it goes over the touch sensors like this. 38, 42. Okay, so like here. Or do we put the ball on the ramp? Do you think we put the touch sensor on the ramp? Or is there a better way of keeping... So, essentially what I'm trying to make right now is a touch sensor to keep track of whenever you guys lose a life. They shouldn't touch it. No, it can't. That's not how it works. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, this will be fine. Yeah, this will be fine. Okay, cool. So, this line does need to be solid geometry. This guy needs to be actual geometry. Okay, so we have actual geometry, not actual geometry, not actual geometry, and then the holes. And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to make the launch side thingy. And then a wall, I guess. Okay, hold on. We're thinking, chat. Big thinkers, big thinkers. Okay. Okay. We have this, we have that. We have this, we have that. All should be fine. All should be fine. All is not fine. Everything is gonna blow up, is the joke. I'm out of thinking credits, though. Yeah, that's okay. I'm also out of thinking credits right now. I've been out of thinking credits. I didn't have any thinking credits when I began the stream, and this is something I have no idea how to do. So like, you know, we're slumming it. Okay. Okay. I mean, I could just make it have like a ton of free space. So I'm essentially wondering if I draw a line. Okay, for lack of a better word, if I draw a line like this and then ignore this, but this is very temporary. But if I do that for the walls, so it comes down here, it gets launched back up with this guy. This actually needs to be lower. Yeah, this needs to be lower. Or this needs to end higher. Either one should work. Oh. Anyways, then it's basically just playing here. Then we put a few little obstacles. I think that would work. Okay, I want this guy to basically be level. Okay, that means we'll have to drag you all the way down. Oh, okay. Okay, so real quick before I forget about it, we're going to delete these lines. We need to make a small change to make this work, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so this guy has to end here. It has to end down here. Okay, so it like ends at where the shaft center is. So let's say if I have it ending at where the shaft line is, it needs to come in from the top. I wonder if that will be enough of a gap. And then it just pivots around there. We're gonna have to hope. Okay, we're playing hope chess. That's okay. We love playing hope chess. Okay, so ball pivots there. That pivots there. This drops it off. The plunger is never going to be there, just in case. I can add actual cardboard or something to keep that there. Then launches out the top. Then I need to make a straight line. Okay. My car's bumper is not fully reattached again. That's nice. I wish I had a bumper. Oh wait, we have 3. But I wish I had a functional bumper. Okay. So, we have a problem with the amount of play space. Do we have too much play space now? Because it needs to feed into... No, I can just make it feed into it on its own. Okay, no. I just need to make... Okay, we just need to commit to a line and stick with it. Okay. Then we'll just draw a line up. It's too far over. The ball is 16 millimeters wide. So it's like that wide total. Double the size. It's all in this return mechanism. Why is this return mechanism so difficult? How do you do return mechanisms? Okay. So the issue is I'm not sure how to feed this guy into the return mechanism to relaunch it. This is such a nightmare, dude. This is such a nightmare. Okay. I can't just, like, push it up. I can't just pull a spring back. It goes on the corner. Ooh, it goes on the corner over here, and then launches it forward or up. So, like, takes it into account and then launches it up. So takes it into account, launches it up. Takes it into account, launches it up. So it should return it to the bottom, and then should have just enough room. It's on it, and then launches it. Okay. And then launches. I don't know if this will work. It may work. Like, it's definitely possible. And thank you, Sparks Maker. I appreciate it. If I launch... So launch angle... Honestly, it should just be the size of the paddle itself. It should be no bigger than the paddle itself. We are trying to figure out the return mechanism, Ty. Oh, thank you for the hydration check. I will hydrate. Okay. So how long is this, first of all? How many millimeters is this? 20 at 180? Okay, so it's about 30 millimeters difference. 25 at 180. Maybe 25. Yeah, 25. Okay, so if it's 25... Okay, that drops down. The ball only has there to go, and then... Okay. Okay, so 25 millimeters out 180 degrees. So the return ramp works like that. Add a 90. Oh. Hold on, 1 second. 25, and then launch this guy. 125 at 90. Okay. So that will be the gap, and then your solid construction. So your solid construction, your not so solid construction. So you want something to push the button. Oh, no, no, I want something to be able to launch the ball back into play when you guys lose a life. That's what I would like. Then gets launched up through this guy, goes whoosh. Goes whoosh and out. Okay, hold on. I need to make this line cleaner. Slightly lower, and then, so 25 millimeters above this. 25 at 90, and then... This button does something, but what is it? Looks at my 24-point gears. I don't know what the button does. Feel free to press it or don't. The button does something. I promise you the button does something. Just don't be mad when you get the button's results, okay? This button, as the youth would say, YOLO. Yes, Shackman. YOLO. Your moves. So, Sheeny, the button was... Choose an individual, please, Sheeny. I cannot give you that... I cannot give you that reward. Sheeny, you may choose someone to give VIP to. You're already VIP, so I can't give you VIP again. But you can choose someone to get VIP. I don't know how long it'll be for, but you get to choose. So congrats. What's going on? Oh, someone's going to get VIP. Whoever Sheeny wants, because they're already a VIP. I don't think I can make them like a super VIP or anything. I thought it was a mute or a ban. No, I wouldn't do a... Okay, I would do a temporary mute or ban, but I wouldn't do a permanent. Anyways. We just need to make this straight line and then we'll be done. Please, please, please. Gideoneer? Okay. VIP... Space Gideoneer. Okay, Gideoneer is now VIP. For however long. Hello, Maple. How's it going? Okay. Okay, so ball goes here. This goes here. This guy is as tall as it can be. It's 25 mil, so it won't go any taller, and then we want it to go 25 out. So this line goes to 25 at a 100-degree angle, so 20 at a 100-degree angle, and then we want this being as tall as reasonably possible until this is 16 millimeters. So basically make it until it can no longer be straight, so like that. So like 150? What appears to be about 150, 140 by 90. Okay, and that will be the launch. And this needs to be solid geometry, and okay, so this needs to be solid geometry. So this is solid geometry. And then we need to draw a line out from here to here for solid geometry as well, so it doesn't, like, fall into the void. And this is indeed also solid geometry. But this part is not. That is correct. Okay. I think this will work. There's really only one way for us to tell. Honestly, there's really only one way for us to tell if this is going to work or not. So, we kind of just have to print it and hope that it works. And then this needs to be solid geometry as well. Alright. And now we control S. We save this as hope it works. And then task. Oh. What? 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 Wait, why aren't these solid geometries? We toggled them as solid geometries, right? What? Why aren't they... What? What? They're... I don't get it. Yes, I turned them into constructs before, but they... like, weren't before. Not constrained. Why aren't they... Okay, so looking at the sketch, what's wrong? Why aren't these showing up as lines? Why aren't these showing up as actual lines? Like, I essentially want... this stuff. I'm sorry, what does the tree look like after closing sketch? What does the tree look like after closing this sketch? It looks like this. Oh, so if I close the sketch... nothing's there, odd. Indeed. I don't get what's wrong. Why did these lines show up, but the other ones don't? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Why aren't you showing up? Can you click on one of the arrows pointing inwards from the... Can you click on one of the arrows pointing inwards from the outer circle? Okay. Click on one of the arrows. This guy? I don't know what I'm trying to get at here. What pops up? Nothing pops up. You can see everything on stream. What pops up? I don't get it. I do not get this. Okay, I have clicked to select the redundant constraints. Boom. They're deleted. Oh. Okay. Wait, is this what we want? This is close. This is close to what we want. Hold on. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yippee. Yippee. Okay, yatta yatta. Okay, then the flippers go there. Ball goes there. Balls drop down there. We're going to have to make a physical apparatus for this part because there's no way I can get that. And then close. What? Okay. Yes, so... Oh wait, but we're missing the hole for... We're missing the hole for the top part here. Okay. Easy enough. Let's return. Toggle... Okay. Geometry, or geometry is saved. So we have our touch sensor. Then we need this touch sensor also, is missing. Okay, this hole isn't supposed to be there, that's correct. There are no other holes in the system. It just launches the ball out. It hits around the thingy. You guys hit the bobber up and down. Then it returns over here. Okay. Okay, I think this is okay. I think this is okay, guys. Opinions? This will surely work. This will surely work. Okay. Now, what we need to do... Some of your walls are 0 thickness at the moment. Yeah. Ramp maybe onto the plunger. This is the ramp. Cheetos, this is the ramp. It's very slightly tilted downward, and then it's going to be upwards at an angle. Like, this is going to be at a higher angle than this, so it should flow down. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm just making it worse. But yeah, so this guy is at the top. This guy flows back down onto the ramp. Oh, I meant a jump ramp to have the ball fly over. Listen, Cheetos. Let's just try to get this working. Let's just try to get this working, shall we? Okay. Now what we need to do is... I need to make a pad based on the size, I think. I didn't realize there was someone named Cheetos here, and I thought you decided to call your community Cheetos. No. There's someone named Cheetos. Also, how are you doing, Maple? Sorry I haven't sent a meme. I may or may have not gotten food poisoning and slightly dead. I know I was supposed to send a daily meme. I hope you're feeling okay now. Nope. I am not. Anyways. We need to pad this. Alright, Ty. Surely there must be a way to, like, pad this. Open the pad, open the sketch. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I want to make holes at the right place. I need to make holes there. Is there any way to make the sketch? Is there any way to make the sketch go on top of the pad, Ty? Actually, no, I have a method. It's just not No, that's not. So essentially, I need to make holes for these. Like, okay, let me explain what I'm trying to do here. So... Switch to the sketch. Ah, no. Bad. Naughty. Okay. So these... This... This... And this. So for these, I want to make holes. And for the rest, I want to make flat. And then for this guy, and this guy, I want to make taller. So if there were like 3 layers, one face would just be completely missing these lines that I have selected. The green ones. The other would be missing... or would have the addition of this line, and this line, and then this bottom line over here. And then the rest would just be a flat pad. But whenever I go to make it a pad first, it does not like it. So the holes should be included in the pad. I think the lines are for the ramps. Intersecting the holes might be confusing, so just try setting them to be construction geometry for the time being. Okay. Okay. So the hole should be included in the pad. Okay. Okay. So you're saying select... Are you just saying select everything? Because I feel like if I... Hold on. First, get rid of the pad. Go here. This, and this. And this. And then close. Okay. Pad. Wire is not closed. Okay, I can do that. Give me a second. So in order to make those a solid shape... Okay, I can do that. I just need the line tool. Oh. Maybe it would have just been easier to make this from a flat plate. Okay, I sent you a picture. If you set those lines as construction, I think you should get your pad with holes. Okay. I will give that a try. I feel like the easier answer would just be cut it out of plywood somehow. I don't have plywood or the means to do that accurately. Oh. 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 That looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. 2 hours of our lives. Look, it's a little face. Okay, I think this is what I wanted. I can add the stuff on top of it using cardboard assisted design if we have to. Hello, favorite CAD streamer. Hello. Hello, Crow. Okay, so now we have our holes for ramps. We just need to make enclosed shapes for lines. So, for example, put in a rectangle. Okay, give me a moment. So, put in a rectangle. Hit save. Oh, yes, thank you. Control S. It is saved. Okay. Hold on. I would suggest making a new sketch on the surface of the pad instead of editing it onto the sketch. Okay. That would be... Give me a second. I know what you mean. It's just a matter... Wait. Wait, what happened? What happened? What happened? Hit close. Okay. I think he may have deleted the pad. Yeah, I think so too. And now I'm confused. Yippee. This is why you never hit save, kids. One second, we'll just add back in the pad. Oh. Sketch. Pad it. Haha. Okay. Hit OK. Okay. God, can I just get rid of this ugly... There we go. Nope. Okay. Okay, so we have it cut out. We need to add in the geometry. How did you say to add into the geometry rather than just like directly padding it? Now click on the top of the pad and I think it should show new sketch. Create sketch. Create a new sketch. Okay. And then XY plane. Okay. And now we have a second sketch. Okay. Do we essentially need to redraw the lines? Or redraw the shapes? When making sketches, you can click on the face and yeah, redraw the lines. Okay. We can do that. If you hide the pad and show the sketch, you might be able to import them, though. If you hide this... Give me a second. Okay, so you're talking about this, 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 this. And then if I go over to sketch 1, and then copy pasta, then hide the pad, like that. And then I need to complete the shapes so it can actually be padded out. Okay. Then I need to do the same over here. I think this can just be a simple triangle or rectangular. And then this goes here. Make a slight little squarey guy. Ah, no. Slight squarey. Oh! I don't know how that happened. That's okay. I'm a CAD master, guys, right? Right, Cope? Okay. Like that. Okay, I think those are the shapes I have to make. Okay. Now, we click close. Click on this guy. Resolve constraints. We hit close. We look at this. Well, technically we don't need to look at this right now, but we select. Okay, hide this. Look at you. Okay, and then click the close button. Click the pad button, and then I click the 30 button. Why is there an error? Unresolved redundant constraints. I guess this is a redundant constraint. Okay, and then I pad this guy, and I want to make it tall, 40 millimeters. Error. Symmetric to the plane. No. Posture check is good. Thank you. And hydration. I will hydrate. Give me a second. Dude, I'm struggle busing. It's okay. We're gonna get this. We are going to get this. Topocato. Thank you, Topocato, for the... I needed that. You're in the wrong sketch right now. C button, click button. I meant to disable that button. I'm sorry, Gideon here. Could someone can you refund Gideon? Or I'll refund Gideon after the stream. Wire is not closed. How can I tell where the wire is not closed? Okay. No sketch. This. Well, yeah, that does not look close to me. Okay. You go away forever. You come here forever. You go back into sketch mode. You two need to kiss. Then you guys need to get padded. You guys need to get padded by 30 millimeters. All upset. Okay, so the problem is that... Okay, the problem is that the shapes are not actually connected to each other for some reason. Ty, you got any smart ideas? Because that's why it's not printing. Or that's why it's not padding, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Maybe I just do one shape at a time? I could just do one shape at a time. Cancel. Go inside here. Try again. Wire's not closed. Can you zoom in more on the shapes? Yes. How much do you want me to zoom? But, like, looking at the shapes themselves, like this. Like, I'm pretty sure if we zoom all the way in... Oh, no, it's touching. I could have sworn we fixed this one, but... So how do I know if that's touching or not? Like, it's close. Okay. Like, I can assume it's touching, and then you add a constraint. Where's the constraint? Constraint. Set it coincidence, the second button, red button from the left. What the? Constrain. Okay, sorry. That's the third, thank you. Wrong selection. Why whenever I select it, doesn't it not wake? Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Hold on, 1 second. Okay, okay. It's okay? It's okay. Constraint. Until you redo everything and click the button. Thank you for the hats, oh Kyoto. Undo everything you've done and close. Okay, undo everything I've done. Okay, cool. I've undone everything I've done. It's all undone. Okay. Undo everything you've done to close the shape. Click the button I circled. Then I click the button. Alright, I've clicked the button you circled. Click the end point of both lines where the hole is. So here and here. Oh. And then I'm guessing I do the same thing for here and here. And then I do the same thing. Those are already together. Okay, and everything else is together. And then we look at the sketch again. And this time, when we pad it, we do a pad 40. And now... Ha 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 ha! Yes! Okay. Let's go! Let's go! Okay. And then we just need the outside perimeter. And then we're good. Just the outside perimeter. So I just need to pad the outside perimeter. Outside perimeter. Outside perimeter. Okay. So do I click a new sketch, I guess? How do I pad just the outside cancel? Okay. Delete pad 2 though, it's a duplicate. Okay, it's deleted. Okay. Then we just need the outside 4D sketched, and then we're good. No, edit sketch 1. Now, edit sketch 1. Okay, sketch 01 is being edited. I think it will be on sketch, or the initial sketch, yeah? And then this. Okay, extend, create. Oh, is something the matter? I have no idea what we're doing here. We are just suffering. I love suffering. We love suffering. Okay. Rotate polar, time aspect, create polar. Okay. Okay. Create external geometry. Sketch. Okay. We have external geometry. Okay, we have the external geometry. Okay, hold on. One second. Go back to sketch 1, unhide the pad. What? What? I'm so confused. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Close. Why is this pad only a singular thing now? That doesn't even make sense. Why are you just a singular cancel pad? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, okay, hold on. Just keep it like this. Control S. Control S. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's staying like this. We're keeping this. What now? What is the play now, guys? What is the play? What's the play? We just need to add the outline, and then it's fine. If we just add the outer walls, it will be fine. Delete pad 2. Pad 2 has been deleted. Select sketch 0. I'm going to select sketch 1. It's okay. It's okay. We got this. 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 Okay. Go back to this sketch. I think we go to this sketch, no? No, because I feel like we almost have to make a new sketch. Okay. Just need to outside. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to make a new sketch. Wait, haven't we done something similar to this? We did this. No? This was pad 1, pad 2. Okay. Did everything die? Is it all over? I think it's all over. I think we're good. Okay. Not gonna lie, I think my advice at the moment is to try to actually download 1.1. No, we're going to finish this. We're gonna finish this project. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. You got this, but please update after the stream. Yes, that's the plan. Okay. What I would like to do is add another pad. So I think I want to add another sketch. I'm going to add another sketch. I'm going to add another sketch. So click OK here. This doesn't matter. Okay. Go to this pad. Create a new sketch. Write a new sketch. XY plane. Baller. Okay. Sketch 2. Okay, the button does nothing. You will actually just lose your points if you redeem that right now. I will not be refunding it. Okay, then I click these, I copy these, I copy these, I copy this, I copy this. Okay, I go back over to sketch number 2. I hide these 2 sketches and these 2 pads because they don't matter. I copy and paste this. I now have this guy. Now what I want to do is I want to make this guy slightly bigger. I don't know how to make this guy slightly bigger. Well, if I... Okay, so if I did know how to... Scale transformation. And then this. And then take this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Move it over. No. We're close, we're close. Okay, Control Y. Select this guy. Scale transformation. Scale transformation. I don't know, 5 millimeters. -5. Cool. Now, what we do is we go over here and we're like, wow, this is so cool. This is so cool. Let me just select all of it. And then let me do a pad. Paddington Bear. 30. It's just like that. It is just like that. Just like that. It was beautiful. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful, chat. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Look at it. Okay. Okay, now save. Yes, now save. Okay. 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 Now we export this. We export this. We export this. Select the objects. Baba. And then we export it. And then we call it a new thing. Please, 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 please. Okay. And then we have a new file named please, 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 question. Have the ramps going up for the holes filter? Does that account for the size of them, or can they be installed without actually hitting the wall? Question. Have the ramps going up to the right? I can get rid of material, don't worry. I am McDone right now. Okay, so what I am going to do, what I think is the play here, what I think the play is here, is that I'm going to print this guy, and we will see where we are next stream when we start this project. I'm happy where we are at right now. I'm not celebrating with nuggets. Boulder, you're not getting your points back. Nodders. Okay, so yeah, so I think this is in a good place. So what we are going to do is Monday we are going to continue with the actual assembly of it, and then we are going to move forward from there. I appreciate you guys being around today, even though it was a more low energy stream. I know that we're kind of like struggling through stuff, but I appreciate you guys being around. And the question I have for you is, who would you guys like to raid today? Like, who would you guys like to raid today? Dude, I'm just glad we got it done. I'm just glad we got it done. Avo? I could raid Avo. Is Avo live? I saw Avo live before I was live, so I would love to raid Avo. I love Avo, my beloved. Avo, my beloved? Avo, my beloved? Avo, my beloved. Avo, my beloved. We're gonna raid Avo. We're gonna raid Avo. Avo, my beloved. We are raiding Avo, my beloved. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being around today, though. I really do appreciate it. Sorry if it, again, was lower energy. We don't have a raid message. It's okay. Avo will understand. Is that the raid message? Yes, we love Avo. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a good afternoon, evening, and night. I'm going to... I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Alright, see ya.